Welcome back to Art Books Reviewed. Today we are looking at this book, Monsters in the Movies, 100 Years of Cinematic Nightmares, by John Landis, who he himself is, of course, a famous director. I think he directed the original Michael Jackson Thriller video, but also An American Werewolf in London. That's my favourite. So that's a good cover, isn't it? Big werewolf face, piercing eyes, large fangs. So it's published by DK, you can see there. RRP was $18.99. What else can I say about it? It's paperback, obviously. It's quite a big book. It's got quite a few pages. It's about 315 or so pages. I think it is also published in hardcover. So I sort of like the... maybe I'll have a look for the hardcover if I can find that cheap as well, because I've actually been a bad book dad, look, and I've somehow managed to get this a bit moist, sat there, and some of the pages have stuck together at the bottom. I've been through and I've separated them, so we should still be able to look through, and it hasn't really damaged the content too much, just a tiny weeny bit in the corner. So I apologise, not looking after this book properly, am I? But it's nice, it's a good book. It's got absolutely stuffed full of monsters and sort of stills from all the films that I love. Lots of famous horror films, monster movies, sci-fi, stuff like that. It's just over 27 cm tall. It's just over 22 centimetres wide. It's just over 2 centimetres deep. I suppose I need to put a bit of a disclaimer down for this video, because this book will include some nudity, some gore and blood and guts, and probably the odd naughty word here and there. So if you don't like those things, just stop watching. But for those that are okay with that and want to look inside, let's get cracking. What have you got for us, John Landis? Monsters in the Movies, 100 Years of Cinematic Nightmares. That Wicked Witch from The Wizard of Oz, isn't it, I think? I like this quote here. It's just a traditional Scottish prayer from ghoulies and ghosties and long-legged beasties and things that go bump in the night. Good Lord, deliver us. And this book is dedicated for someone called Deborah, maybe his wife, the love of my life, who lives with the monster that is sometimes me. Well, very upfront, I suppose, like that, honest. So, just to mention, yeah, this kind of goes back to, I don't know, like cinema in the 40s, possibly earlier, right through until sort of modern day, things like Monsters Inc. So it features the full spread, the full history, if you like, of monsters in horror films. So let's have a quick look at these contents. That we've got a forward and introduction, then we've got sort of sections by monster type, as you would expect. Vampires, werewolves, mad scientists, zombies, ghosts, mummies. Then we've got In Conversation with Guillermo del Toro. There are some other people like John Carpenter's featured, Rick Baker. I missed out David Cronenberg and Christopher Lee. So there's various other people contributing to this book. Anyway, where were we? Dinosaurs, Monstrous Apes, Nature's Revenge, Atomic Mutations, The Devil's Work, Scary Children, Killer Dolls, that's scary, Space Monsters, Monstrous Machines, Human Monsters, and Monster Makers. Now, I'll just say, I love horror films. I like being scared by stuff like this. But what I don't really like, my kryptonite, if you like, is sharks. I just don't like them. There will no doubt be some Jaws in here and other stuff, and I shall have to sort of skim over them fairly quickly because it will give me the goosebumps. I know that's wimpy. I'm sorry. But I suppose everyone's got a weak spot, right? Here we go. Here's the foreword. Ooh, there's Michael Jackson. Or maybe it wasn't actually Michael Jackson. It was somebody in Michael Jackson prosthetic face at that stage of the video. I don't know. Anyway, great leather jacket. Love that red leather jacket. So there's the little foreword there by John Landis. Here's Frankenstein's monster, not Frankenstein. Common misconception. Frankenstein made the monster. He's the monster. He's not Frankenstein. Hope you've all got that, people. Quick lesson. There we go. So let's just move through. Here's the introduction. I will mention, by the way, we'll get to it at the end, there's an amazing index at the back. It's well indexed. Full marks for the indexing on this book. If you want to find a specific film, it's very easy to find in here. So here's some stuff, look, about, I don't know, dinosaurs, I guess. A very old film, which is, I don't know, what's this called? Is it Tumac? Oh no, it's 1 million BC, yeah. 1940 through to Jurassic Park. Vampires, what man is not meant to know. I like that phrase. Anyway, it looks like he's kind of talking a little bit about the different sections, the different types of monsters that we've just been through on the sort of contents page. Attack of the 50-foot woman. Look at the size of her. To be honest, I think that's bigger than 50 foot. How long's a car? 10 foot? She's more than 5 of them, isn't she? They got it wrong. It was Attack of the 83-foot woman. Anyway, wouldn't have made a very good title, would it? So now here we go. We're on to the creepy vampire section. Yeah, and really you couldn't have a section on vampires without a big photo of Christopher Lee, could you? Ooh, that's 30 Days of Night, I believe. I like that film. A modern vampire film. Brad Pitt, of course, there in an interview with the vampire. Nosferatu, that's 1922, so yeah. Horror films, I'm not an expert here, but they go back a long way. I don't know, was that the first horror film? Probably one of them, I would imagine. Okay, so there's lots more vampires coming out of coffins, getting into coffins and biting necks. All standard vampire type behaviour. Okay. I think the quality of the sort of prints is good in this, or the reproductions. Some of them obviously are very old, so you always run a bit of a risk of it looking a little bit blurry or sort of low res. But generally speaking, they've done well to collate all of these good quality photos, and there's a lot on each page, as you can probably already tell. You know, you get so much to look at on every double spread. Anthony Hopkins, what have you been doing? You're going to regret that. I'm sure you are. So there's beheadings and whatnot now. There's nudity going on. Obviously, you get a lot of that with vampire films. The Lost Boys. I do not like the scene with the maggots and the worms. I can't watch that bit. No, I can't. More Interview with a Vampire. Okay, there's lots of sort of teeth still. Oh dear. You don't want to be licking a razor blade like that. It's going to cut his tongue. So, there we go. Oh, some staking. Yeah. Lots of staking. A stake through the heart. You've got to have a stake in it, haven't you, if you're making a vampire film? So here we go. We've got In Conversation with Christopher Lee. I won't sort of go over this. There's obviously a Q&A format here. And we're on to the werewolf section. And I shall be moving slowly through it and let you have a look at the wolves inside. I really like Dog Soldiers. I think it might be my favourite werewolf film. And it's British as well. Certainly stars Brits. I think it was directed by a Brit. Can't remember now. Scary as hell too. So In Conversation now with Joe Dante. Of course made Gremlins and other films. Mad scientists. Oh, what are they unleashing here? They'll regret this too. So in this section we've got stuff about Reanimator. People with pots of potions, people doing experiments, people creating things that they may well come to regret. Okay, lots of old films here. It was very much an older theme, wasn't it? Creating monsters. Edward Scissorhands, does he qualify? Oh, The Fly. Good special effects on The Fly. Okay. On to Dr. Frankenstein and the monster. Take note again. It was Dr. Frankenstein that created the monster. Wow, look at that. Would you look at that? Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Now we're talking to David Cronenberg, who did lots of horror films, including The Fly and others. Zombies. We're onto the zombie section. That's a great classic movie poster there for Night of the Living Dead. I remember watching Night of the Living Dead for the very first time. I rented it from Blockbuster on VHS back in the day. And I loved it instantly. Just the opening scene, the brother and sister driving to the graveyard. He's winding her up a bit. Just a great film. Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, that's got to feature when we start talking about zombies as a modern interpretation of a zombie film. Thriller again. The Evil Dead. Day of the Dead. So many of the Deads these days. And remakes. Look, here's a woman being saved by a zombie as well. She must have fallen into a pool and he saved her. So they're good as well. They're not always doom and gloom. They don't always want to just eat your brain. Okay, this is an interesting page. The Monster Carry. At the end, it gives you a little key. And you can see who's carrying who in what film. Because, let's face it, it's happened a lot, hasn't it? Look, monsters like to carry people. I think it makes them feel safe and secure. Like they've got a purpose and a job to do. Sam Raimi. Love the direction of Sam Raimi. Made the Evil Dead films. What else? Darkman. Spider-Man films more recently. I like his style. Ghosts. Right. Woo! Look. It's a skeleton with a sheet. Look at this. Honey, quick, run away. We're being attacked by a cardboard box. Doesn't look particularly scary, although that could probably nip and hurt. Bit of a pinch attack. I'll be back, of course. I'll be back. No, that's completely bad impression. Sorry about that. This is great. It does say, it's a film called Surrogates. I've not seen it, 2009. A boring Bruce Willis vehicle, but I think this ad art is cool. It is. I love that chrome backbone. And here's Bishop from Alien with all of his android intestines hanging out. Human monsters. So this section's all about these sort of psychopaths, the crazy people, the people who are wrong in the head. And there's plenty of them about these days, aren't there? Nazi monsters, a very niche area. There are a few, and a bit about scary older women. It's good to see some representation for the older women out there. It's not just women who are young that are scary. You get some old ones as well. They need jobs. Remember, they've got families to feed. The scary older women. So we're kind of there. One last mention, Rob Bottin. He did the creations on The Thing in 1982. So these amazing special effects, which I think still look good today. I watched that film and I still think, wow, that's good. That face looks, you know, suitably realistic or creepy. Some films from that era, they've aged badly, but the thing continues to be believable. Right. Okay, more of that stuff. Look at that, picture credits. You need good eyes to read that, don't you? Gosh, what a lot of characters. And then here's the index I mentioned earlier. It's really very comprehensive. Look at it. I love it. It's alphabeticalized. Alphabetified? Oh, I don't know what the alphabet. I don't know what the word is. Anyway, it's by alphabet. And it's easy to find specific films this way. Nearly at the end. We're on page 319. Here's the monster carry look. I think I mentioned that earlier. So it's a little kind of key to all the people being carried, or the films where the carrying is taking place. They love to carry. Yeah. So that's the end of the book. What a great book, full of very interesting things. So there we go. We have completed our journey through John Landis's Monsters in the Movies. And it was a very entertaining journey, wasn't it? So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I, in the meantime, will continue to source interesting books and show you them via this channel.